Have you ever loved someone who felt like a beautiful, distant star? Brilliant, captivating, but forever out of reach, their light taking years to travel to you? Have you given your heart only to be met with a retreat, a silence so profound it echoes in the deepest chambers of your soul, leaving you wondering what you did wrong, why you weren't enough to make them stay? I see you. I feel that ache in the room, that desperate longing to connect with someone who seems wired to run from the very connection they and you so deeply crave. Today, we pull back the curtain. Today, we answer the question that haunts your nights. Who do avoidants secretly gravitate towards for genuine, lasting connection? It's not who you think. It's not about chasing or pleading or changing who you are. It's about a magnetic force so powerful, so grounded that it creates a sanctuary where even the most fearful heart can finally come home. It's about becoming the eye of the storm, a place of such unshakable calm and acceptance that the chaos of their fears can settle, and for the first time, they can hear the sound of their own heartbeat and choose to share it with you. The secret is this: avoidants don't gravitate towards intensity, they gravitate towards safety. They are drawn not to a roaring fire that threatens to consume them, but to a steady, warm hearth that promises warmth without demand. They are secretly, powerfully, irresistibly pulled towards the person who has done the one thing they find most difficult, built a fortress of wholeness within themselves. This is the ultimate attraction. You become the anchor in their storm, the solid ground they can test without fear of it collapsing. This isn't about playing games. This is about a profound state of being. It's about embodying a presence so secure that it whispers a promise more compelling than any fear. With me, you are free. With me, you are safe to be exactly who you are in this moment. And this is built on 5 powerful pillars. First, the power of unwavering emotional permanence. Second, the mastery of non-reactive presence. Third, the strength of self-validated worth. Fourth, the art of being a secure base for exploration. And fifth, the profound gift of honoring their autonomy. Imagine for a moment the inner world of someone with a deep-seated avoidant attachment style. It is a landscape often shaped by the early unspoken belief that to need others is to invite disappointment, that to depend is to become a burden, and that emotional closeness is inevitably followed by loss or engulfment. Their operating system is built on a fundamental principle: self-reliance is safety, and neediness is a critical vulnerability. When you approach them with a fluctuating emotional state, one day overflowing with affection and the next anxious, demanding, or hurt by their distance, you confirm their deepest fears. You become unpredictable. Your love feels conditional, contingent on them performing a certain way, on them providing you with a constant stream of reassurance that their very wiring prevents them from giving. This volatility is the very antithesis of what they are drawn to, what they secretly crave. What they gravitate towards with an almost gravitational pull is what child development experts call object constancy, but in emotional terms, unwavering emotional permanence. This is the radiant, steadfast knowing that your care, your respect, and your fundamental okayness with them does not disappear when they pull away. It is the profound trust that your emotional center of gravity remains solid and loving, even when they are not in the room, even when they are silent for days, even when they are testing you by pushing you away. This is not about being a doormat or suppressing your own needs. This is a much higher level game. This is about having such a solid, integrated sense of self that your mood, your worth, and your emotional state are not hijacked by their behavior. When they retreat, you do not frantically chase them with a flood of texts or emotional accusations. Conversely, you do not punish them with icy withdrawal when they cautiously re-engage. You are the same steady, warm presence. You are like the sun that continues to shine, offering its warmth consistently, whether a cloud passes in front of it or not. The cloud does not offend the sun does not chase the cloud. It simply continues to be the sun. This consistency is utterly disarming to an avoidant individual. Their entire defense mechanism is built to handle conflict, demand, and drama. It is not equipped to handle calm, consistent, unconditional positive regard. Your unwavering state communicates something revolutionary to their subconscious. My love for you is not a transaction. It is not something you have to earn anew every day. It is a state of being I choose, and it exists regardless of your fear. You can take a step back, and I will still be here, whole and complete. You can take a step forward, and I will not smother you. I am a constant. This reliability builds a bridge of trust over the chasm of their fear. It teaches them through relentless quiet action that connection with you does not mean imprisonment. It proves that they can have their space and still have your love, a concept so foreign and liberating. It can begin to heal their deepest wounds. They will start to venture out of their fortress more often, and for longer periods, because they know the landscape outside, the landscape of connection with you, is safe, predictable, and welcoming. They are drawn to you because in your permanence, they find the permission to be impermanent in their closeness. In your consistency, they find the freedom to be inconsistent. This is the foundation upon which every other aspect of secure connection is built. In the dance of human connection, few things are as triggering for an avoidant individual as emotional reactivity. Their internal alarm system is finely tuned to detect signs of what they perceive as engulfment, neediness, or loss of control. When you react to their withdrawal with anxiety, anger, or hurt, all completely valid human emotions, their primitive brain interprets this not as love, but as a threat. It screams, see, this person is going to drain you, their happiness depends on you, you will be consumed. And so they retreat further, deeper into the familiar fortress of solitude. What they are secretly magnetized by is the polar opposite, the mastery of non-reactive presence. This is not indifference. Indifference is cold and uncaring. Non-reactive presence is a profoundly warm, conscious, and powerful state. It is the ability to hold space for their emotion and yours without being blown off your own center. It is the capacity to listen to their words or their silence without immediately formulating a defense or launching a counterattack. It is the strength to feel your own anxiety rise and to soothe it yourself, rather than demanding that they soothe it for you. When an avoidant person says, I need some space, a reactive response is to panic, to ask why, what did I do? Don't you love me anymore? This confirms their worst fears and pushes them away. A non-reactive response, rooted in your own inner security, might be, I hear you. Thank you for telling me. Take all the time you need, I'll be here. This response is a superpower. It does several things simultaneously. First, it validates their request without judgment, making it safe for them to be honest. Second, it demonstrates that you are not terrified by their distance. Your world does not crumble because they need to breathe. Third, it positions you as a safe harbor, not a pursuing storm. You are essentially communicating your need for space is not a threat to me. I am so secure in myself that I can honor your need without making it about my inadequacy. This is incredibly attractive. It draws them in because it offers a relationship dynamic they have likely never experienced, one where their autonomy is respected without a fight. Mastering this means developing a deep mindfulness practice. It means learning to sit with your own discomfort. When you feel the urge to chase or to protest, you pause. You connect with your breath. You remind yourself of your own wholeness. You become the observer of your own emotions, rather than being swept away by them. In that pause, you find your power, and in that power, you become a magnet. They will start to feel that they can share difficult things with you, express their fears, even their criticisms, without the conversation exploding into a conflict. They will feel heard in a way they never have before because you are listening to understand, not to react. Your non-reactive presence becomes a sacred container where their true self, fears and all, can begin to emerge without the need for defensive armor. At the core of the avoidant attraction dynamic lies a critical imbalance that often leads to heartbreak, the anxious avoidant trap, where one partner seeks external validation and the other is terrified of providing it. An avoidant individual has a deep-seated fear of being the one responsible for another person's happiness. They sense neediness like a shark senses blood in the water, and it triggers an immediate flight response. If your sense of worth, your happiness, and your emotional stability are dependent on their attention, their affection, or their validation, you will unknowingly become a source of immense pressure for them. The weight of your emotional world feels like a burden they never agreed to carry. They will pull away to escape the gravity of your need. So, who do they secretly gravitate towards? They are irresistibly drawn to the person who possesses the strength of self-validated worth. This is the individual who knows their value intrinsically. Their cup is already full. They do not look to their partner to fill it. They look to their partner to share from the overflow. This is the most potent form of attraction because it is born of true confidence, not arrogance. It means you have a life, a vibrant, passionate, meaningful life outside of the relationship. You have hobbies that light you up, friendships that nourish you, goals that drive you, and a purpose that inspires you. When you are with the avoidant person, you are fully present and engaged. When you are apart, you are not sitting by the phone pining you are out in the world, living your life with joy and enthusiasm. This is not a manipulative tactic. It is the natural state of a whole, integrated human being. When an avoidant person sees this, they are drawn to your energy. They see that you are not a vacuum waiting to suck them in, but a sun radiating your own light. This makes you safe. It gives them permission to have their own life and pursuits without the guilt of abandoning you. Your self-validated worth communicates a powerful message. I am with you because I choose you, not because I need you to complete me. I want to share my already complete world with you. This removes the terrifying burden of responsibility from their shoulders. They can relax. They can engage with you from a place of genuine desire, not obligation. They can offer love as a gift, not as a payment to keep you stable. Your independence does not push them away. It paradoxically pulls them in because it presents a partner who is their equal, a fellow sovereign individual choosing to share a kingdom, not a dependent seeking a ruler. They will gravitate towards your energy, your passion, and your fullness because it is a world they want to be part of, not a void they are afraid of falling into. The avoidant attachment style is not at its heart a desire for total isolation. It is a deep, often unconscious conflict between the human yearning for connection and the paralyzing fear that connection will lead to being controlled, swallowed up, or ultimately abandoned. Their strategy for safety is to remain self-contained, to never truly let anyone in. To break through this, you must become something they have likely never had, a secure base. This concept, coined by psychologist John Bowlby, describes a caregiver who provides a safe, reliable home from which a child can confidently explore the world. This is exactly the dynamic you must embody. You must become the home they can confidently leave, knowing it will be there, unchanged and welcoming, upon their return. And you must be the home they can explore within, a safe psychological space where their inner world can be revealed without judgment. In practical terms, this means you actively and genuinely support their autonomy and their pursuits outside of the relationship. You cheer them on when they have a big project at work. You encourage their solo hobbies. You show interest in their independent friendships. You are their biggest fan, not their warden. When they come to you with an idea or a dream, you respond with curiosity and support, not with fear or lists of reasons why it might take them away from you. This proves that you are not a threat to their identity. You are an ally to their fullest self-expression. Simultaneously, you create an environment within the relationship that is low pressure and high acceptance. You make it safe for them to express difficult emotions, sadness, fear, vulnerability, by meeting those expressions with empathy, not solutions or panic. If they share a vulnerability, you receive it as a precious gift, not as a problem you need to fix or a weakness you can exploit. You listen more than you speak. You ask open-ended questions. You create moments of connection that are not intense or demanding, but simple and enjoyable, shared laughter, a quiet walk, working side by side. By being this secure base, you reframe the entire concept of relationship for them. It is no longer a cage, but a launch pad. It is not a place where they lose themselves, but a place where they can discover more of who they are, with a trusted companion by their side. They will secretly gravitate towards you because you represent both freedom and belonging, the two things their soul craves but believes are mutually exclusive. In you, they find that they can have both. For an avoidant individual, their sense of autonomy is their lifeline. It is their primary defense mechanism against the perceived threat of engulfment. To feel controlled, pressured, or obligated is to experience a psychological claustrophobia that triggers an immediate and powerful urge to flee. Many relationships with avoidance fail because their partners, with loving intentions, unknowingly chip away at this autonomy through well-meaning requests, expectations, and demands for more time, more affection, more communication. Every "why didn't you call" feels like an interrogation. Every "we need to talk about our relationship" feels like a court summons. This dynamic is kryptonite to connection. The person they secretly gravitate towards is the one who gives them the profound gift of honoring their autonomy without resentment. This is the ultimate expression of security and respect. Honoring their autonomy means you consciously and willingly give them the space they need before they have to ask for it. It means you truly embrace the concept that they are a free individual, not an extension of you. This is reflected in your language and your actions. You say things like, "You are free to feel however you feel," or "There is no pressure, just let me know what you think when you're ready." You make invitations, not demands. You offer choices, not ultimatums. This does not mean you have no boundaries or needs. It means you state your needs clearly and cleanly, without manipulating them to fulfill those needs. For example, instead of saying, "You never spend time with me, you need to cancel your plans with your friends tonight," you could say, "I miss connecting with you. I would love to spend some quality time together this week. What evening works for your schedule?" The first statement is a demand that triggers defensiveness. The second is an invitation that respects their time and other commitments. When you honor their autonomy, you dissolve the power struggle. You remove yourself from the role of jailer and step into the role of cherished choice. They no longer feel they are loving you out of obligation or fear, but because they are actively choosing to, moment by moment. This feeling of choice is the oxygen of their attraction. When they feel you are the one person in the world who truly gives them the freedom to be themselves, without any strings attached, they are no longer pulled by the fear that usually dictates their actions. They are freed to be pulled by something much more powerful, genuine love and desire. They will gravitate towards you because in your presence, they feel more like themselves than when they are alone. You become not a limitation on their freedom, but the very embodiment of it. This journey we've undertaken today is not about changing another person. It is a call to the most profound revolution there is, the revolution within yourself. It is about transforming from someone who seeks validation from a distant star into becoming the very sun itself, radiant, whole, and unshakable in your own core. The path to connection with an avoidant loved one is paradoxically the path of letting go, of the need to control, of the anxiety of abandonment, of the desperate hope that they will complete you. When you embody these 5 pillars, unwavering emotional permanence, non-reactive presence, self-validated worth, the secure base, and the profound respect for autonomy, you are no longer playing a game of chase. You are building a kingdom of one, a sovereign state of the self that is so inviting, so safe, and so empowering that you become a magnetic force in the universe. You stop asking, "How can I make them love me?" And you start living the answer by being the kind of person they are naturally drawn to love. This is not a passive waiting game. It is the most active work you will ever do on yourself. It requires you to face your own insecurities, to soothe your own ancient wounds, and to build a life so rich and fulfilling that another person can only add to it, not become its sole source. It demands courage to stay steady when the fears arise, and profound self-love to know that you are worthy of a love that is free and chosen, not begged for or coerced. So I ask you, can you become that sanctuary? Can you be the calm in the storm? Can you build a life so beautiful that you invite others to share in its joy, rather than needing them to create it for you? This is the secret. The avoidant individual is not gravitating towards a person who demands their love. They are pulled irresistibly and inevitably towards the person who, through their own wholeness, makes it safe for them to finally give and receive it. The transformation begins not with them, but with you. The power to change this dynamic has been within you all along. It's time to step into that power, to build your fortress of wholeness, and to become the magnetic force of secure, authentic connection you were always meant to be. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Thank you for your courage to look at these patterns, for your willingness to do the deep work, and for your commitment to creating relationships that are not based on fear, but on freedom and genuine love. This is your moment. This is your awakening. Go out there and build a life and love that sets you and everyone in your orbit free. Goodbye, and may your journey be transformative.